Hiya. So, back at Camp K9 and in the front garden, and today's project is to sort out the third tall planter. So as you know, I've been salvaging items in order to use them as raised beds, and my most recent salvaging projects have been these. They are patio slab pallet crates. The next door dog has just come up to the fence to annoy Purdy, which is an ongoing relationship that we have here. She's gone away. Purdy's quiet. So these pallets, they're a nice size. They're width and breadth. They are nice size to lean over, to be able to reach everything that's in it. They're a nice height to be able to work with, and the idea is to stain them and make them look a bit better than they do. But the first thing we have to do is to line them with a barrier so that the earth doesn't all fall out. So that's the first thing on the plan. So that's the basic of the lining of it. Once you start putting the soil inside, that will hold it in place, or at least that's what I've been doing so far. So it takes a lot of soil to fill that. So what we normally do, what I have been doing, is putting some of my old decomposing, someone's just walking past the front, the dogs are letting me know, decomposting straw and hay into the bottom first of all, and then putting the compost on the top. I've got to go and get that now. Okay, so I've basically filled that almost to the top with leaves and twigs and bits of stuff that we had swept off of the drive following all of the autumn leaves falling. It was going to go into our compost heap, but we haven't really sorted out our compost heap yet. In going in here, it will compost throughout, it will start to degrade and compost out through the year. So next year I will top up the top of this, because all of this will have bedded down a bit further, you know, dig it all up and everything. But whilst it's decomposing, it will give off some heat, and whilst it's doing that, that will help to provide some warmth to the roots. Now I am not growing any root vegetables along this wall. This is my south-facing wall here, and it gets warm. So along here are going to be my tomatoes and my cucumbers, melons, because they need the extra warmth, and my root vegetables are going over in the boats, and then my peas, beans, cauliflower, spinach, etc., squashes are going over in the raised beds. That's the plan at the moment. That gets a little bit more shade, but I have pruned the apple tree that creates that shade, so it'll be a little less shade than it was last year, and it was so last year. So that's going to bed down anyway. It's only light stuff, but I'm going to push that down now and then put some compost along the top of it. I love nothing more than getting my hands in the earth. It feels amazing. It's one of my favourite times, is just preparing the soil ready for planting. This won't be planted for a while because we're in April, only just, so it'll be about May before we put anything in here, given what it is we're planting in here. I may plant up with some radishes first of all, because they're very fast to grow into harvest, and it'll get something off the table. But the likelihood is this will just wait for the plants they're going to be in at. That is just amazing. I love that freshly soiled. The dog's playing up the side of the planter. This is why we go with raised beds. Yeah, it's exciting. It's almost time, and I love that time. Anyway, I'm gonna just tidy up the edges now, and make it look its best, ready for planting. There you go. So I've tucked the edges in around, and I've built the compost up to hold those edges in place, and when we plant we'll be putting some more compost in along with the plants, so that'll build up the centre, but that'll keep it nice and neat and tidy until we're ready to plant. And then sometime along the line they're on the list to be stained, so that they kind of look a bit smarter and look less like pallets and more like raised beds, and hopefully maybe even get around to planting some cascading flowers out of the sides. You never know. That's the plan. Let's hope it comes to be. Anyway, take care. Bye.